Hello everyone, it's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Moriah Afolabi Brown. As always, I never do this alone. I have the ladies with me. Hello, madams.
Good morning.
Ladies, actually. Good to have you on the show. We have with us Ochuba Obianuju Nra. Welcome to the show. So which name are we going to? Nra or
Obianuju is fine.
Obianuju is fine.
Hey, they don't release that one.
You're really fine, babe. How are you doing?
I'm good, I'm great.
What's going on?
Are you single?
Tell us a bit about yourself.
You can, yeah.
I am single.
Oh, you that like.
Tell us a bit about yourself, Obianuju.
Please
Okay.
go ahead.
There's not much at all. I'm a broadcaster, a law student, a speech and leadership trainer.
Wow.
That's good.
And you're single?
Yes.
And you're pretty. Can you see?
Yeah, she's shy.
And you're very shy.
A bit, but
Or you're just nervous?
First time on the show.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Relax. We're just women. It's just your sisters on the set.
Don't worry,
You
she'll
know?
catch
You're
it.
okay.
She'll soon catch the bug.
Dr. Mark Odige, how you doing?
I'm good. I was reaching out, when I checked my account balance, I started reaching out to all my old customers, start begging them that, auntie, this is summer season. You don't have any party to go for. So one of them now booked for next week, and I said, but are you going alone? She said, no. Call your friend, I can do the two of you's makeup. She now said, but John O'Rourke is seeing you, she makeup more, meaning that you are now into speaking, speak and talking, you don't do makeup again. That's what my friends say. I say, please, let me beg them. I still do makeup. This morning, I ran into Louisa when I was doing my exercise. And I felt, I know this person. I couldn't remember where I met her from. So I said, have I done your makeup before? He said, do you still do makeup? I know you do makeup, but I'm Louisa. I'm like, I still do makeup. I still do makeup. You know, like everybody has colored me, speaking.
So you're speaking matter.
And, you know, but like, because I don't make money from that yet.
Right.
So predominantly where I can get liquid cash is makeup. And everybody thinks that when they see me now, is speaking per se, I still do makeup, make my career. You know, and I'm good here, so.
How are you doing, Nima?
I'm very happy, actually.
Eh?
What's making you happy?
That's so.
You know, because it starts from the road. Oh. So they graded my road in front of my side yesterday. And you could actually just pass. I'm investigative journalism, the thing that of whoever did. Myself and my husband just went at it this morning, that whoever did, God bless them. They should come and complete the road. It was under construction and was abandoned. They should come and complete our road. Then, you know, and they're already on the Lagos-Badagry Expressway as well.
Oh, that's nice.
All your trucks parked at Alakija, we are seeing it. Let's just start to see smooth roads start to happen. I'm just so happy that, you know, our screens
Any plans for the weekend?
yielding results. Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm speaking with the NASFAT youth at their Oshodi branch this weekend, and I still have not gotten the topic. They've been getting me and saying they sent it on WhatsApp. I've not seen it. You know, I don't have PA. And if you send WhatsApp, I've not read pass. I've told the person, send it again. I hope he's watching. Yeah. Send it again. I hope I can remember to get ready short term.
What are you doing?
This week, well, today is very busy for me. I mean, Nima set us up with an appointment this day, and I'm like, goodness, how am I going to make it? But I have immunization. I have speaking at Caleb graduation today also. I was only the MC, I think. And I have a speaking engagement coming up very soon. I try not to speak. I really want to hand them all the speaking engagement to talk with, because she's a speaker.
They don't pay you for it now.
But there's some people that just force me to come and speak. So I have a speaking engagement coming up, and I have to prepare for that. But I wrote a letter to my dad yesterday. You know, I was just reminiscing about him. And a lot of people have actually sent me messages.
My husband read it this morning and said, Moriah is such a good writer.
Is he on our Facebook?
He's on our Facebook.
Moriah
But I read just the first few.
I'm actually very good. I've written scripts before in the past. I've done things. I've just been very lazy to develop it. But anyway, Obianuju, plans for the weekend? Anything?
no.
Today is Thursday.
Last
weekend, and I forgot I even have.
To the weekend.
I have something for tomorrow. I didn't remember.
Because I have somebody. Any plans for the weekend? Anything?
Because you have somebody.
No, I have something. Go ahead. Anything? Tell us.
No, I think I have a party on Saturday. So.
Nice wedding.
I think so.
So you see the
I've
Yoruba
not
demons
decided
there, right? All those Yoruba demons. They tell me what's happening with Yoruba demons at parties. What do they do?
I don't have an opinion about Yoruba demons because I don't believe they exist in the first place.
Okay, so boy, you go to parties though.
Yes.
That's good. We should hook up one of these days. Anyway, YK is gallivanting around Europe, going to Germany, Paris, everything. Anyway, she's been able to meet quite a number of our fans in the diaspora. And they're Bassie, Rose, and Alice. I think they have pictures posted so we can actually share with our viewers. Yes, I'm not sure who that is. I think that should be Alice or Rose.
This is Rose.
So I think that's Rose. So she actually owns a restaurant, I believe.
Yes.
She has a restaurant. And I think that's Alice. She's also a fan. She loves the show, you know.
Mr. Bassi.
And that's Mr. Bassi. Hello, Mr. Bassi. So we're just saying hello to our fans all over the world. Some of them live in France, some others live in the UK.
We love you.
Please, YK, when are you coming home? People have been asking us everywhere I go, when is YK coming back?
Can you imagine? Please,
because we know you stopped Omugo. Omugo stopped like a month ago. Now she's hanging out with Uncle Theo. Please, she's hanging out.
Uncle Theo
is back. Where is she in the world?
I don't get it.
Okay, please come home quickly. Let's go on a break. It's Thursday. We're gisting all the way. When we come back, we're going to start with the papers, and then we have lots and lots of gists for today. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're going to start with The Nation. Something just came through my mind. I'll just tell you guys later.
It's your mind.
CJN. Corrupt judges must be dealt with like others, says our new CJN. Picture here of EFCC hands over 4.5 billion naira edifice seized from the ex-CDS badder to Voice of Nigeria. Bureau to verify Makinde's 48 billion naira assets. Passports of 34 former Kwara officials seized. Buhari to herders ignore quit order. Police restrict protests in Abuja. And reps threaten Edo House takeover. So which stories we have here? The major headline, CGN. Corrupt judges must be dealt with like others. Who has that story?
Yes, me.
Go ahead.
He was sworn in yesterday and he addressed the Senate. He mentioned three things. Basically, he said that there should be stiffer laws when it comes to judges across the state and national level. He felt that there was not enough penalty. According to him, he said after 2 years of maybe staying in prison, they come out and enjoy their millions. So he said there should be stiffer laws. And he also said that corruption, he admitted that corruption is in the judiciary. He said as much as every other part of Nigeria, the judiciary is corrupt and something really needs to be done about it.
That's good. I'm happy. I'm really optimistic about this new CJN.
He's also calling for the autonomy of the judiciary, saying that, you know, among states courts, for instance, a governor can decide to pay his appointees without paying the judges. And, you know, because they still depend on the executive for their pay,
their
not
funds
actually,
should be separated.
Yes, they should be independent of the executive, and that way we can actually fight corruption.
Let's talk about Governor Makinde.
No, I want to take the 34 Kwara. So the Kwara former governor, Governor Abdullahi Ahmed, his administration has been called, there's an investigation going on, allegations of mismanagement of the Paris Club refund that they got. About 1 billion naira was being transferred around. Total money that they actually mismanaged was 22 billion naira. But when the last transfer of 1 billion was intercepted by EFCC, and so everyone who was supposed to get that money, about 34 of them, their passports have been seized. They are undergoing investigations to find out how they got the money, how were they meant to have the money that they got, and all of that. So it's a bit, I'm happy about this though. Like every commissioner, I'm talking about commissioners, those are like big boys within the state, and good. Now they are being investigated.
They've also mandated immigration to make sure that they do not leave.
Let's move on to the Vanguard. Fury as Ohaneze Afenifere, other groups bash NEF.
Okay.
Oshomani Obaseki refuted, reps declare 7th Edo House illegal, and other fresh proclamation. Fashion daughter to be buried July 22nd as Yoruba people protest and task Buhari on security. CGN and Senate confirmation says judiciary corrupt should be treated like other corrupt elements.
So this major headline, the Northern Elders Forum had called on their people to return, all Fulani headsmen across the country should return back to the north. And the Speaker, Professor Ango Abdullahi was saying that it was because they are afraid of their welfare in those places where they've actually been stigmatized. And it's a statement of fact that the Fulanis have been stigmatized by other tribes in this country in the call for Fulani headsmen and banditry and the link.
I took that story yesterday.
So we've said that they should be responsible. Ohaneze Afenifere should be responsible in their utterances because, you know, of course, there's crime happening here. But don't stigmatize a tribe for it, but nobody listen. And now these people are responding and saying, you people just return home. We think it's safer for you. I want to quickly link it to the headline, major headline in The Guardian, where Ohaneze is saying that they are now creating stiffer laws against the sale of properties within the eastern region to outsiders, so that they don't come with the Ruga policy through a back door. So if you're still afraid, why are you saying they shouldn't respond? Why are you not saying it's irresponsible of the Northern Elders Forum to advise their people to return home?
Anyway,
but quickly, the president said that they do not have any right to call back.
Garba Shehu said
disregarded.
Nobody should be asked to live anywhere because they're Nigerians. They're allowed to live anywhere they choose.
But that's not the truth.
Besides,
that's not what we've been screaming in the past 2 weeks.
Who is speaking for the entire North? It doesn't include the governors. We had someone yesterday that said that this pastoral clan, those that read, not all Fulanis actually read are headers, and those that are headers don't have a village anywhere. They take home wherever their cattle is. So when you say come back to your village, it's not as if you've prepared a proper place for them to come and stay. So
but you know,
we should stop talk shop and talk about peace. Proper resolution of the crisis happening everywhere. I
do not expect that Afenifere and Ohaneze make the noise that they've been making for the past few weeks without the Northerners responding. And if it is the Northern Elders Forum who is responding, I think it's adequate so that we have two people say something.
Okay,
but we shouldn't divide our own country with stigmatization. I think it's wrong.
Let's move on to the Daily Sun. Aftermath of order to headers to leave, Johari tells husband to ignore Northern elders. Edo Assembly reps threaten to take over state lawmaking. Shoyinka backs Obasanjo insecurity. And our boys were able to hit the 3rd place by beating, I think it's Tunisia.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Ex-commissioner battles Ogun School over daughter's expulsion, and EFCC submits names on Kwara watch list to immigration. This ex-commissioner's
So this former commissioner in Ogun State, whose daughter was expelled from a school, I think I shouldn't mention the name of the school.
Find the paper.
So they should go and find it. Actually, it's a, what do you call a religious seminar kind of school?
It's a Christian school.
Yeah. So they, according to the management of the school, they found the girl wanting for gross misconduct, for brutalizing her class schoolmates, and taking their nude photos and posting them. Okay. At the time when they called on the parents to quickly respond to come to school on on the case, the parents were out of the country and they did everything to reach out to them. They quickly found a way to get the visa, tickets, and return to the country. And as soon as they did, they went to school and believed the school. The girl was given an expulsion letter. They took her home. But when they got home, they decided, and they had even written apologies and made calls to the parents whose children were supposedly involved. Right. To apologize, only for the parents to be saying they didn't beat up our children, and there was no nude pictures. Nobody, the parents didn't, no, they didn't dispute the school's side of the story when they were being told initially. It was until after they had started calling on parents, they found loopholes in all the stories, and the school said she posted it online. Now they found the phone with which she took pictures and found the story was completely different. The school made it look like, she did something completely wrong. Now, this is a school, my point now, usually. The school has a business to run the school, and one bad child can be dealt with. But then, it's proper that she has fair hearing. There are plethora of cases in court where one-sided decisions like this are annulled by court for lack of fair hearing. If her parents were there, she's entitled to a representative at the time when they reached the decision, and somebody should have heard her side. Unfortunately, the school put her in isolation for 30 days by the time her parents came back. And she passed out at home, rushed to the hospital only to find that she was punished in such a way that could affect her mental health. I think the parents
isolated for 30 days
are allowed to do
this is an issue something. This is not right. Yes, you can punish a child.
What is a fair punishment? Isolation has psychological effects, and then you didn't feel.
Besides, there were in the accounts times when she's, for being outspoken, she's been called terrible names. You're a fool, you're a failure. Such names have been used with her over the years, and made her more rebellious. On the parents' account, I think they should look into it.
It's really bad.
Should look seriously into it.
Let's move on to this day. Obaseki adamant as House orders fresh proclamation of Edo Assembly. CGN corrupts most rampant on Magistrates Court. Atiku's election petition tribunal orders INEC chairman to appear today. Manufacturers oppose federal government's planned increase in taxation and VAT. Let's move on to The Guardian. I think Nima took that story already. Southeast communities restrict land sale over Ruga. CGN Mohammed seeks stiffer penalties for corrupt leaders. An International Day of Justice with for Lakunri Fashion daughter.
So there's a little crisis going on in Edo State between the State House of Assembly.
We promise I will not enter that matter.
I know, but my plea is that for everybody involved in Edo State now, let us focus on the citizens of Edo as opposed to politicking about what is going on. If we can focus on the citizens, there will be no issue. That's all I want to say about it.
Let's move on. Let's wrap up on front pages. When we come back, it's Thursday. We're gisting all the way. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. The first hot topic we have for you today is on a tweet that went viral about a man who advised women to never aspire to be more successful than their husbands. He went further to add that why would a woman aspire to be richer than her husband? This has generated so much backlash on social media as usual, as expected. Now, do you agree with this? There are various angles to this. You can join the conversation 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Let's note that this man did not say his wife cannot be successful, because we're going to start having, how can you say a woman should not have a job or whatever? No, that's not what this man is saying. He's saying you can, but it should not supersede that of your husband, or shouldn't overshadow God. That's what he says. So you can fly as much as you want, but guys should better fly higher. That's all he's saying. So do you agree? And in the whole concept of submissive wife, does it help submission if you know that your husband is more, is richer than you, is more influential, is more successful than you are? Or is it going to make things worse knowing that you're even richer than just your spouse? What are your thoughts? Who would like to go first? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I agree with some elements of it. I don't think that a wife should go into marriage aspiring to be richer than her husband or wealthier or more influential than her husband. That shouldn't be your aspiration. You shouldn't be in competition with your partner. You're working together. So no wife should aspire to be bigger than her husband. Every woman, every human being should aspire to maximize their potential. If your potential actually might surpass your husband, then be richer, be wealthier. But it's not... your finance as a woman should not be excluded from the family finance in the ideal sense of it. So whatever you own belongs to the man too. So it's not a competition of I want to be richer than him, I want to be more influential than him. That mindset is wrong. What you should compete is with yourself. I want to be the best. I want to make more money than I made last year. I want to reach out to more people than I did last year. So if your aspiration to be better than where you were before pushes you beyond your husband.
Talk about sugarcoat skinny. Because he said, do not aspire to succeed more than your husband. Let's imagine that your husband already is comfortable where he is. You are restricted because you don't want to ever go and aspire something that will make you richer than him. You have entered one chance if you try. Because we've seen marriages where men say, you just want to have money so you show off. We've seen these are serious issues that affect people's marriages. This is beyond personal... Talk about your softening.
No, I'm saying that a woman should aspire. A woman should aspire to be all that she can be. If in being all that she can be, she earns more than her husband, it's okay. But she should not aspire to beat her husband. You see, we get into marriage and we turn it into competition, and the woman is saying, I make 500K, and you want to make 5 million naira, and that shouldn't be. That's not healthy.
Yeah,
Okay, this issue is actually a serious issue because according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics data, I said about 28% of marriages, women are the breadwinners. So it's not a trend that is likely to come down. So this is why it has to be discussed. For me, I don't think it's an issue. But I read opinions yesterday. Some people are saying that if the gap is too wide, that's when it becomes an issue. For example, the woman is earning 350K and the man is earning 150K, that is when it becomes an issue. But I think marriage is much more than what you earn. I think there are so many things that the husband and the wife can contribute to the marriage beyond earnings. So if they feel that they can work together as a team, that is the most important thing. And for any man who has this pride that he doesn't want his wife to earn more than him, then I think a career-driven woman should not be the qualities you should look for in a marriage.
See, I like where you took us to, because the issue really is with the men. or let's look at it, not the issue from with men. Let's look at it from the men's perspective, because it's easy to say women don't aspire to be as, but men, why are you the one looking for the high flyers?
Yes.
Why are you looking for those women who are driven, who are self-driven? See, I've had this fight with somebody I know who was complaining that his wife was just wanted to just do too much, and I told him, I said, bros, you should have just gone to Ibadan and find somebody. Ibadan is good. Go to Lagos in one corner, in one village in Lagos.
Exactly.
Find somebody that you know that will not compete with you, or not even subject to whatever you're saying. Because the truth is that if you're going to marry a 21st century woman today, but like now, she has aspirations too. She wants
and you
to
must
become
allow
successful.
it without being, because now if you talk about competition, it might be the men being in competition with what they see their women
But some women are
likely
in
to
competition.
achieve. I've seen where, as a young girl, I've heard someone say to me, why are you using this phone? The person you're supposed to be dating has a phone. You did not check the value of his phone to go out before you bought yours.
Yes.
I wonder that I did not collect money from him. It's my father that gave me money to do my business. I use my business proceeds to buy myself a phone that I can afford, and I should be checking boyfriend's phone before I can buy a phone. I found it ridiculous. So I've seen it being translated into marriages.
Yeah.
A woman who can actually afford a brand of car will be made to buy a brand lesser than her husband's, or buy that car and submit the key.
Okay, let's talk about that.
So the issues are very serious out there.
This example you just laid out, I want us to elaborate on it. Now, she's doing it probably not because she feels like
she's not in competition.
She's not in competition, but it helps her to submit better. It helps her to feel like, listen, I don't want you to think that I want to overshadow you, because it helps her marriage.
Okay,
it feels her husband's ego.
No, you see, the man's ego should not be dependent on his wife.
Exactly.
The man's ego shouldn't be dependent on his wife or his finances.
Right.
I have, in my own case, my phones have always been more expensive than my husband's phone, and he usually is the one funding it for me. My husband will drive a brand new car and I'm driving a fairly used car. He knows he can't do it. I must always look finer. I'm your products. I'm your pride. Every time I go ahead of you, it shows you have done a good job. So for me, I feel that when a man begins to see his role or his manhood or his ego from how I'm able to lord myself over my household, then the man has issues in himself. It is a thing of pride for a man to have a flourishing, successful wife. And until the man gets comfortable with seeing his wife doing well, then he's limiting himself.
Most men are not comfortable. Some of them begin to feel emasculated. For example, there's a trend that when men feel that their wives are starting to earn more, you see that there's a decline in how they help in domestic chores, everything. So I think that they're trying to reinforce the authority and stuff. So it's
no, some just try to create impediments.
Sweetheart, I know someone, when he found out his wife was earning a whole lot of money, not even more, just a whole lot of money. He now said, sweetheart, bring the money to the table. You will pay school fees, you will pay house rent. By the time he'd finished dissecting the girl's money, she didn't have anything. It was as good as she didn't have anything, and he was just a matter of
his money. Exactly. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning, madam.
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Tokwe, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Nima.
Ma, good morning, ma.
I love you all.
Love you, ma.
Thank you.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
In fact, I'm so much interested in this topic of today. You know, we Nigerian women, we are not even doing it only in Nigeria, even to the overs. When we have an opportunity of small things over our husbands, we use it a lot to ride the men.
Wow.
There are some people, your husband will submit to you. So there are some men, marriages, especially these nowadays marriages. They will say, okay, I will be sweeping for you. The husband will just take it over. He can sweep. He can say, let me help my wife to wash plates, to do this, to do that. But I can see that the women of nowadays, they use it over their husbands. Are you hearing me?
Yes, very clearly.
They use it over their husbands. Any day that the man doesn't do that, such thing that he said he will be doing for the wife, just to make the marriage work, is a tug of war in the marriage.
Thank you very much, ma, for your view. Thank you very much.
While I agree with Madam Abiodun that some women are able to handle power and success, and they feel they're unable to differentiate the roles of being a woman and a wife and submit within marriage. I don't think examples like washing plates, cooking are right ways to justify being a man. It does not emasculate a man to wash plates. It is our household's plate. It doesn't emasculate you. I grew up with my dad washing bathroom. Like, it was strange for me to wash bathroom when I got married because it was my daddy's job. He washed bathrooms, and that was it. So when we now make it look like this is a demeaning job, it is for the woman. A demeaning job, it is for the woman. It does not make you masculine to do this kind of job. I think that what will help marriages will be communication. It will help a man that feels money is getting into my wife's head to tell your wife, I feel that this money is getting into your head. When you have that conversation openly.
But a lot of men just make that misconception. It's usually a misconception that this thing is getting, every little thing you do, is it because you are making more money than me? Every little thing. So the wife self is now feeling like, okay, maybe I should just not show him all all the money I have. Let me not show him how much success I have. So now let us drive this conversation to the point where marriages are actually being destroyed because of this, and it's not enough to break homes. This is something that conversation can actually resolve. But let's talk about this issue of men accepting to live with a successful woman. Would you suggest for a man who has a very, very successful, that her car is 2019. You are still driving 1999.
It shouldn't be her car.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be, Mariah, that's the thing. It shouldn't, see, my kids.
She bought the car with her money.
But the point is, it is not her car, it is our car.
Yeah.
You see, that's it shouldn't be, oh, this is her car, this is my car. This is the car in the house, and everybody can have access to it. It might come in your name, which is right and fair, but it is a car available to the household. Oh, I have an occasion I'm going for. The man can say, I have an occasion, I want to look again, bring your key, and he will go. And it shouldn't be a problem. But when we start making it look like...
Yeah, go ahead.
The truth is that they need to recognize that they are pioneers in this thing, because the previous generation, the reality is it wasn't like that. The men were considered the breadwinners. And this stems from a belief that when the man is a breadwinner, it means he has more say in the home. So yes, more money and more say, obviously. So they need to recognize that they are pioneers. They are testing new ground. So I think communication, as you mentioned, is very vital.
Okay, let me take this call from Joyce. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
How is everything?
Very well.
Okay, I call to appreciate Alaja.
Okay.
Alaja,
Sir, ma'am.
are you hearing me?
Yes, ma'am.
You're always on point.
Thank you.
I want to know whether you are a lawyer. Are you a lawyer?
Yes, I am.
Eh?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you're always on point. You and Obiajuru. What of Obiajuru?
She's not here.
Okay, well done, eh?
Thank you, ma'am.
Carry go.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Joyce.
so let me just, since I've been called
Let's take a
upon.
few tweets here. Go ahead.
So I'd like to say that all marriages are peculiar, and a woman's decision to maybe state what her properties are is her experience. That's her business in her marriage. But you cannot generalize all of it, and she doesn't necessarily have to be in competition. Some women have to prove themselves in their marriages.
That's true.
Some people have been talked down upon. I've heard someone say, my son sent you to school. Do you understand? You cannot be anything. We made you. So the woman will start to push herself.
Right.
Whatever her drive is,
That's true.
should not be in you don't know her story.
Right, right.
So she's not necessarily as competing with her husband, but she just wants to aspire to be the best she can be and prove her self-worth to herself and maybe people who have talked down
on this,
on
it's
her.
important we talk to the men that regardless of what, I'd like to go back to what Tokwe said, regardless of how much your wife earns, regardless of how successful she is, understand that it's your success.
It's a thing of pride.
Success.
It's a pride. It's something of pride to see your wife succeed. And even if at some point, and it's not going to be permanent, everybody, life is always mountains and valleys. So there'll be high and lows on the journey of life. And so it might be that within the season you're in, and you're about to throw away your marriage for a season where she has more than you, without knowing whether the next season you would have more than her. So
there are so many stories.
Be comfortable with it.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap up on this. When we come back, we'll continue with other topics, but we'll have a guest to join us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So another Nigerian man. Today we're talking about what Nigerian men are saying. Another Nigerian man, he tweeted and said, Dear women, please understand first that you should not provoke your men.
Statement of fact.
In any event that he hits you, Kuku understand that he's trying to correct you
Totally
about
right.
something you did wrong that got him deeply offended. Join us on the show to have this conversation is Savage Trap Queen in the building. Good to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
Good. You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. We'll introduce you and get into you a bit later, but let us just start this conversation on men saying that, this man actually, this one man, just one man, saying that don't provoke your men. Now, there are two parts of this. Provoking, what is provoke? And secondly, should any provocation lead to you being slapped or being
answer
hit?
to that question now.
Should any provocation, should it lead to that? Or should men be asked to control their emotions such that no matter how provoked you are a man and you don't hit? What are your thoughts on this? Nima, go ahead.
Okay, so anybody, man or woman, don't provoke your spouse. Statement of fact. So you should learn what their limits are and don't push it. I think that's respect in marriage for all parties. Now, me, I don't know whether you are beating your... Because, okay, which animal is stubborn? A goat. That stole your yam. That you have to correct that person with the beating. Because don't beat your maid safe. Don't talk of your child. Don't talk of your wife. In correcting, I totally disagree.
If you're married to somebody that you're 30 years older, like, I mean, I know people who...
If you're 90 years older...
No.
Go far. You cannot beat the person.
So you're married to a 70-year-old man and you're like 30 or you're 40 and you're just...
Right, there's no justification for it.
I have seen it happen. I've seen a man who married somebody young and felt that I'm disciplining you.
No, it's not proper.
He married his child.
What do you think?
It's not proper. It's not proper at all because I myself have been a victim of assault. So I won't want any female or anyone in particular.
Did you provoke the person that hit you?
No, I did not. I only requested for my pay. And he went all violent on me and got all beaten with swords and everything. He did it the first time. He apologized.
Okay.
And I forgave him because we had this working
arrangement.
Right. And I didn't want to breach, and I also actually wanted to get my pay because that was supposed to be my last period with him. And he did it again.
Wow.
So we've gotten to a place.
I don't, no matter how provoked anybody could be, either a man or a woman. I feel like most times I get provoked too. I see tweets on social media, Instagram, people throwing insultive words at me. Am I going to go to the house to start fighting with them? No. If you're saying someone one-on-one, I feel you should just walk out.
Okay, all right, point taken. Let me come to Bioniji. What are your thoughts on this?
My thought on this is that provocation rarely serves as a legal defense. Provocation is not an excuse to hit someone. If you feel that you have anger management issues, please attend anger management classes.
This girl is savage. You are the real savage here.
See, that took us to a major issue. Provocation actually absorbs in assault cases completely. It's only in murder that it reduces the offense.
Wow.
It's annoying. That I would just say,
so somebody can prove provocation.
Yes. So you abuse my ancestors, and there are cases where the court varies it.
Yes,
so if I can come and say, you're a bastard, that's terrible, a terrible word, and the person can actually react and beat me up, and it will be absolved.
It may lead to a lesser punishment.
I feel that provocation, I'm provoked by what you just did, is very loose and can be redefined in many ways. Something can provoke Moriah that if done to me, I don't even see it as an offense.
That's it.
So where do we draw the line on provocation? And how do we teach somebody a lesson by beating the person? Because psychologists have proven that parents that beat, in most cases, beat out of anger, their own anger and their own frustration, not with the aim of correcting. And they've also proven that beating doesn't correct a child. So why would you think that by beating your wife, you would correct your wife from doing what you think is wrong?
Okay, the beating part is almost a given because people that this is something in our society. I want us to focus a bit on provocation because a lot of women or men provoke their spouses because you are my own. There are ways they actually provoke each other. So let's talk about how should you know How do you draw the line between provoking your spouse?
I've dealt with a domestic violence situation that is very close to home, someone that I know both parties. And when the lady was recounting the story to me, and she was telling me the things she said, I was provoked. I'm like, why would you say that?
To your husband.
That would provoke any man. Like, there's some words you never use. When we go into marriage, we must learn to honor one another. You know, give your feedback on what you feel is wrong without insulting the person.
Right.
And we must be more mature about how we do it. So if in your giving information to your spouse, it goes with insults, it goes with derogatory language. Sit down there, you have mental issues. Is that the way people talk in your village? Or there's some comments you don't make. Let us learn in marriage to honor one another and think about it. That
So,
would I want
but
this?
in that situation, can that man be provoked to hit?
I felt that.
It's not justified, but he can.
She received a beating. I felt there was provocation. I felt the provocation was really huge. I felt he could have controlled himself better, but there was a provocation.
Okay. If the man uses derogatory words at her, is she allowed to slap him?
No. We both agree that there's nothing.
Just let me land this point. Because, okay, in my marriage, for instance, when I'm provoked, walking out for me is the way. And walking out is what provokes my husband. So you need to understand per person what we are dealing with. My husband is upsetting me and I can't stand there anymore. I leave to another room. But he finds it that I'm talking to you, you're moving out. So we've learned, I will just put, can I go? I need to go right now. I need to go now. So he understands I'm provoked.
That's not provocation.
Hold on.
I'm saying provocation as per.
There are some things that you established it that you think is derogatory, and you don't know where this person is coming from, and those things are from his background experiences. That
But let me
use words that honor one another.
another.
In marriage, always use words that honor one another. Don't use any
They tell you couples fight.
Hold on. There's an established derogatory thing in Africa where you put a leaf in your mouth in front of a deaf person. Do you know the meaning?
I don't know what it means, but I know it's a derogatory signal.
So I'm a stupid girl now from Edo State, and I come to Yoruba land. I just cut leaf. I put in my mouth, and I'm beating. You are calling the person deaf, and you're insulting the person.
Oh, really? Okay, let me take this call. Hello, are you
You
there?
can't interpret it up and down. What is it?
That's why we started.
Hello?
That's where we started from.
Chinaya, are you there?
Provocation
Morning,
is
go
wide.
ahead, please.
Yeah, please, really, I don't know if time will permit. I want to touch on three subjects people have discussed this morning.
Fast.
One is the issue of a man, a wife competing with the husband.
Right.
Really, men are not scared about their wives being successful or progressive, but at times, like the other lady said, it got into women that they start competing with their fellow out there. You know, competing with some women that, you know, that are rich or that are high class, forgetting where they are coming from. That's their husband and their family background. It makes the man, and when you see that disparity of behavioral pattern of the woman changing because of the people that she mingles with.
Okay.
Like Nima also said, there is room for the man to call her and inform her about her sudden changes because of her status now. But as a woman, at times they find it difficult because she has started mingling with people out there.
Okay,
They are competing
point
on
taken.
cars, clothes, and all the rest of them. Secondly, there is no man that would like to beat the wife, except that.
Okay, there's no one that would like to beat his wife. But go ahead, Beniju.
Okay, I would talk, speaking of the issue of provocation, provocation is any event that would cause a reasonable person to lose their self-control. So I would agree with Nima by saying that you shouldn't provoke each other. The husband should not provoke the wife should not provoke the husband. However, provocation is not a justification for domestic violence or abuse. It is not. So she suggested working out, working away. So look for other things to do. There should be a
But
solution.
in the heat of that moment, trust me, I've been in this situation. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
All right, thanks for staying with us. So I think Tokwe said earlier that provocation can be relative. What provokes you is not what provokes you. So different people can actually interpret this in different ways. I remember I've shared this story before when in my early marriage, where myself and my husband were going back at each other, and I was like, "Do you want to hit me? What nonsense is that?" He said, "Murayo, if you pass this line, if you cross this line, this exactly like he was in a room, and I was on the corridor. Say, if you cross this line, what you happen? You don't like it. You don't like it. I loaned myself brain. I said, okay. I wanted to cross that line because what can he do? What do you want to do? I just went back to my room and I closed the door. Now, obviously, after I shared that story, people say, you have crossed line. Can he hit you? He won't hit you now. He can't hit you. And I went,
even he will tell you later. I wouldn't have hit you.
I said,
he wouldn't
at
have,
that moment,
you shouldn't do
at
that.
that moment, I don't want to know what's going to happen
You don't
after
want to try
line.
the consequences.
So a lot of women want to prove that what can he do, Seth? You want to hit me. So that's where we need to come to discuss to each other. We have to bar our way out, as they say. Is it right when a man tells you, don't talk, don't insult my family, don't do this, and you are doing it because you want to make a point? You provoked him. Now, you provoked him. Is it justified to hit you?
So, Mariah, that question is clear. There is no level of provocation that should justify domestic violence. That's on both
what should
sides.
the man do at that moment?
Because
what should that man do at that
in
moment?
some cases, the men are the ones that are on the receiving end of the violence.
So what should the spouse who is provoked do?
I believe that there should be communication to understand how we will deal with crisis. Mariah, because every provocation is unavoidable.
Right.
There will be provocation, whether we plan for it or not, because when we're angry, we will do something to hurt the person. And so provocation will happen. Is that when we get provoked, when we deal with it, we must not do things that we will regret forever. Violence is part of things you will regret forever.
Right.
So have that discussion up front when things are sweet. That's sweet that if I offend you, if I do something that really hurts you, how do you think we should handle this? That way, we have discussed what we should do. We already have a game plan, exit plan for when we are provoked. So if I deploy the exit plan, you will know that, oh, I really provoked this girl. Oh, she's deploying.
So before we go to that maturity,
but do you know that in such situations, everybody's angry, everybody head is up, and they might not even remember. They won't even remember. Oh, this was our agreement as to how we should react at that moment.
People are usually not saying when they're
it's just like this 10 seconds madness.
Anger management.
Anger management.
So I have a loose tongue. And if you annoy me, I do. Religion has caused it a lot. So I can actually wake up in the morning and give it to you very well. Sometime about a very long time ago, I did it to my husband. And the guy waited for a full day and I was still enjoying myself. When he was tired, he locked me out. I keep your bad tongue outside. And I started feeling provoked that, how dare you lock me out? But it served the purpose because by the time I was sober, I was once sending SMSs that I must have gotten out of line. In marriages, it's peculiar per person, but nobody should raise their hand on another person. I think it worsens the situation.
Well, some people have told me, Ubaniju, that after they hit their wife the first time, they never did it again. She was able to reset.
Which kind of reset?
Listen, I know somebody that told me his wife, he was able to reset his wife after the first slap. And since that day, she has never crossed the line.
He has just subjected the woman to perpetual life of fear.
Yes.
That's what he did.
I think
so they don't have a partnership.
in hand. Yes, and that is the reason why she never did it again. That's not a way to correct someone. Is he even her daughter that he should correct?
But he's happy. They're happily married. The woman is happy. I mean, I see them. I know them. The man is happy.
So you think the slaps serve this purpose of resetting?
She might actually be saying the truth. No, wait, hold on. She might actually now fear. If I ever say this thing,
he's going to hit me again.
So when you know your husband can slap, maybe just respect yourself.
Mariah, you know that we're trying to draw a solution. So I think that long-term solution is that every marriage should agree that we will never get to the point of violence.
Unique.
So, but there's some men that have anger issues.
Yeah.
You can't run away from this.
How will I
deal with your husband has anger issue? He can easily see a coach. He won't see a coach. Nigerian men.
So if he doesn't see a coach, you agree that, bros, you have anger issues. Or it might even be she having anger issues. We've seen women break TV. Mariah, women break TV. I've seen women break windscreen, came out of her house and broke the windscreen of the car. Women also have these issues, though it's not one-sided. So we have decided this is how we are going to. You just agree. You have anger management issue. So what do you do when you have this issue? Go and pour water on your head. So when I see that you're angry, I say, pour water, so that you get the signal. We've already have this figure to get it.
Husband and wives, where it is, just never get your spouse to the point where they are provoked to violence. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll focus on our guests. Oh, I have a call, I believe. Thanks for calling. Sorry, I was about to round up. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Please go ahead. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm first time caller.
Welcome to the show.
All right. Please, concerning the issue you people are talking about, there are some women. Hello, can you hear me?
Right.
Very clearly. We can hear you very clearly. Sorry, lost that call. Do you have any tweets, Tokwe?
Okay, we do.
Nima.
Musere Andrew says, good morning, guys. Provocation shouldn't make a man beat up his wife or girlfriend. There are so many ways to deal with the issue. Me, I no go eat our food again for the meantime, both physical food and the other food. Ayodele says, my spouse says his wife earning more than him is an answered prayer, and that who is he to question God? The root of every marital problem is in this aspect is ego. And Mr. Modi says, some men will vow with their last blood never to hit a woman, but some women would always want to push a man to that last nerve. Everyone has his limits to self-control. And Sheyi Thomas said, God gives wealth in addition. The family could start with the husband being the breadwinner, and 15 years into the marriage, in the wife's career may take a faster pace. Nobody plans these things sometimes.
Exactly.
We have women
That's the point.
examples around.
Unfortunately, that's rebel, but I hope it's actually my electrician. I know he's going to kill me for saying this. He said, Madam, after I slap her once, she resets. Now, she know they do nonsense, anything. I said, hey, oh God, you slap her? I said, yes, I have to slap her. And unfortunately, because they had an issue, the woman came to my house, came to cry, and I tried to understand. She said she's making more money than him, and the guy's complaining. So she was having that issue, and then he slapped her. You know, at that moment, he hadn't slapped her. So he was not telling me the story of how he had slapped her before. So this is really surprised that she's behaving this way. That he doesn't want to hit her again, no. Tell how, I don't hit her again. I said, oh God.
So the slap did not even serve the purpose.
I think that talking is better than
communication.
Yes, once you use fisticuffs to resolve issue, it's never really resolved. The root cause is still there, and it will brew out later
at some point. Okay, that's how we take. When we come back, we'll now discuss with our guests for today. Don't miss this. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So our guest, as you know, is an ex-porn star. She'll be engaging us on what this was about, and the pros, of course, the cons of being a porn star. Pornography is not allowed in the country. It's not something it's not something we promote. It's not something we project. So it's important when we see somebody who used to be in that trade to have a conversation with her, what led to it, and what you're doing now, and to discourage others for getting into that trade. Join the conversation on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. So, Savage Trap Queen, thanks for joining us on the show again.
I'm so happy to be here.
Now, so you used to be a porn star, and it's, as I said, it's not legal in Nigeria. It's not something that we promote or we project. It's not something that we want to support in any way. However, it's important because there are lots of young ladies out there who are still seeing this trade as an attractive avenue to make money. I'd like you to share with us how you started, what led to it, and what made you leave.
That's the show.
Okay. Hi, I'm Savage Trap Queen. Okay, let me begin with what led to me going into porn. Well, actually, I wanted to be able to fend for myself, not because my family couldn't fend for me. I don't know, probably I had this ego then and this teenage...
Exuberance.
Yeah. So I wanted to just be independent. And at the same time, like, okay, I want to break boundaries. This has never been heard. No one has come out to even accept it, though they have lots of ladies on the ground. And I decided, like, okay, let me just give it a shot. And afterwards, sincerely, my fans, savages out there, you all know that I'm very blunt. So every young lady out there, not just ladies, guys also, they test me, they send me mails, oh, they want to go into porn. Porn in Nigeria won't pay you. Don't try it. See, they'll just be deceiving you. Any porn star or porn company that is telling you, oh, they'll give you a record deal, you would be successful, you will be... Just check out that person's lifestyle. Let's begin with that. They are not living fine. They are faking it. It's all for the gram. There is no money there. Okay, let's go back.
Let me ask you this question. Because for me, this entire world of porn in Nigeria, locally made, it sounds very strange. Like I never even thought it happened. I'm telling you, you were the first person that I'm seeing as a Nigerian that says there is a porn industry here. How did you get involved into it? Was it directly thrown into your face that come and start? Or you poached, or did you?
Did they scout people?
Yes, because somebody out there probably they're saying come and model, come and do this, and they are like using Koni way to get that person to become.
Or was it direct?
Yes, or was it direct? How was your initiation into this?
Okay, while I was posting on my Instagram that, okay, I'm just going to be live, I tagged it my truth, and I'm going to come out plain, because I've always come out plain though. Before I ventured into porn, I had this friend that was like, oh, Savage, come, let's have a reality show, because me, I like being in the limelight. I lived in this Kim Kardashian kind of dream. Right. So she was like, it's a reality show. I'm like, oh, fine, I'm in. On getting out, like, I know this person, this is not the reality show. Like, oh no, don't worry, forget about that part. That's not what you're here for. You're here for the reality show. I'm like, okay, let me observe. First day, second day, no reality show. Third day, I know I was supposed to have walked out, but I gave into peer pressures. Like
because
those ladies around.
So you went there, the only ladies around you?
Yes. Okay. And they were convincing, like, just give it a try. And that was how it all started. I was 22.
So you're an adult, so it was actually the decision you made?
Yes, on my own.
Right.
Without consulting anybody, though.
Sorry, Trump, what's your real name? I believe this is a stage name.
My name is Delphina Joy.
Okay.
That's my real name.
Okay. So let's talk about the real deal.
Okay.
I've seen your videos online and how much this paid in the past, what you could earn in a day with it and all that. But did you ever at some point feel violated in your trade?
Yes.
By the people you thought were paying? Even when you paid, even when you earned a lot, did you go home feeling violated?
But even when you earned money, did you ever feel like...
Yes, because I knew within me then this wasn't what I actually wanted. But, you know, Boju pass power. So I just, okay, I have the money, I'm getting famous. I have the money, I'm getting famous. But within me, I knew that wasn't what I wanted, and I knew it wasn't a lifetime thing for me. Because growing up, I had this teenage dream of, okay, reality show, Kim Kardashian, catwalk, runways, and all, but, you know, Nigeria, you plan things.
You have the height.
Yes,
you have
I have the height, but I can...
Why didn't you try to make it work?
I tried. I really did. If there is any pageant owner or organizer could come out and dispute what I'm about to say now. Pageantry in Nigeria, sorry to say, is trash. I'm not saying it because I'm a film model. You just said, I have the height, I have the looks. I know I'm bold. I have the whole poise, I could speak, I'm intelligent. Right. But they'll tell you, a pageant organizer once said to me, he was like, Delphina, you have everything it takes to be a pageant queen, but I'll be sincere with you because you're a nice girl. You don't have the money. I cried.
You don't
I
have the
cried.
money.
So you have to buy
you have to
your
buy
crown.
your crown. And that's why I'm not trying to disrespect any pageant queen out
please
there.
don't, yeah.
Please. Most of them that comes out, do you interact with them? Can they really speak up for what they represent? Do they even know what they represent?
Let's come back to the issue of
They don't.
your experience in this trade. You told us earlier that you experienced violence, assault.
Yeah, I did.
That's part of the hazard of this work. Tell us, because there was a video that went viral, I think last year or something, about some ladies being forced to do some of the most demeaning things in this trade. I don't want you to be graphic,
Okay.
but I just want you to what are the hazards? Because it's important that a lot of young girls who are feeling helpless, feeling like there's nobody
Thinking
to work,
there's a way out.
thinking there's a way out in this trade, they must understand that obviously there's no way. So help us understand what you went through, the hazards, the fact that you get assaulted, the fact that you meet strangers,
The difficulties.
the issues with drug abuse or anything like that.
Okay. First, I have to point out the old assault case, which happened twice, not even once,
Okay.
before I left. So any young lady or any young teenage actor or actresses that want to venture into this should be aware that assault will definitely come in one way or another, either by the producer or by your teammates. Because definitely envy will come in and they'll look like, oh, then I recall then they'll be like, oh, you're the favorite, you're now the shining star, you're the queen. And I'm like, stop it. We're all here to make money and just move on. Two, whether one accepts it or not, it's definitely going to bounce back in a negative way. I'm into Vixen. I do this musical, these pretty girls in musical video. But of recent, when I chat up directors, known ones at that, they'll tell me, oh, Delphina, I'm sorry, I can't call you. I'm like, why? Like, the artist said he doesn't want a porn star on his set.
So it comes back to bite you.
Yes. And I'm still paying for that up to this very
Did
moment.
that affect your, I think there was a beauty pageant you won,
Yeah,
you were
it
first
did
runner-up.
because, yeah, and
You were
I
stripped
had
of
to,
title?
yeah. I had
Extra
to
to your
just-
title because you're a next sponsor.
Yes.
So Delphina, let's talk about how you're received by family members, because you see, your choices in life do not just affect you, they affect everybody around you, linked to you. And you know, how did your family members receive your decision to do this kind of trade? And how is your relationship now with them?
My extended family, they were not nice at all, like they didn't take it lightly. A lot of them cut me off, and I'm savage, I don't really care.
Okay.
But my immediate family, the likes of my mom, God bless that woman. My mom gave me time to understand myself, and my dad were not really on good terms. But after this whole scandal, even when, because I actually told my parent myself that this is what I'm doing.
Okay.
After I had the interview on BBC, and I recall that my dad shared it here. He actually cried. And,
It's not easy for him.
And I felt it. I won't lie, I felt so guilty. Like, this man, this is someone that is always very hardcore, and him crying, that means it must have really hurt him. And I'm using this medium to apologize to my mom and my dad, and my two big sisters, and my best friend, because I'm not someone that keep friends. My best friend, even from her family, they're like, why would you still be friends with this girl? She's a porn star. Cut off from her. Like, pressures from here and there. I have friends that cut me off, even at school. Like, they
Understandable.
whisper.
Right.
She's coming, she's coming.
Okay.
Wow.
So, from your story, you wanted fame
And money.
and you were obviously willing to do anything to get it. Do you think, based on your experience of the not so good, totally seemingly bad side, now you've gotten the fame, do you feel like this is a right path to take to get to the fame? Because yes, you want the Kim Kardashian life. You know, we all watch those reality shows. A lot of them are fake. But you have lived that life trying to get there, and you went into pornography, and here you are after it. Do you think you did the right, you went through the right journey? Would you have done this knowing that this would be your outcome?
No, I wouldn't have. I actually wanted to go through pageantry and runway modeling, but it didn't work out well for me. I wanted to go into music because I love trap songs. That was how I came about the name Trap Queen. But it still didn't work out.
Let's fast forward. Let's fast forward 15, 20 years. Where do you see yourself?
Being an
is
entrepreneur.
Savage? Entrepreneur doing what?
Into fashion line because I love fashion. I love glam.
You love to
So
style.
I should be able to start up mine because I'm working towards that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, let's talk about is it restrictions of environment? If you found yourself in the climes where the Kardashians are excelling, would you reconsider doing what you do?
Yeah, I will. Because
would you go back to it?
No,
would you
I wouldn't. I wouldn't go back into being a porn star. I'll look out for something better because I believe overseas there are wider opportunities for me to achieve my dreams without going through immorality.
Exactly.
To get there. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to ask about your upbringing because, like I said, I never had any, and I'm like totally any exposure to pornography. So I feel that I didn't even know it existed. So I'm wondering, what was your first experience of pornography? Were you, at what age did you ever get in touch with pornography? Yeah, sexuality or sexual. When did you get initiated into this process?
Into being a porn star?
No.
Into
okay.
watching
Into
being sexually aware.
I got all wild when I was 20 years old.
Let me rephrase that question. I think what she wants to know is, when did you become sexually aware of your body? When did you become ready for this industry, porn industry?
I made that decision when I was 22.
So before then, you were just a normal
church girl. Were you brought up in the church? Were you brought up in...
Yeah, because I'm actually from Catholic family.
Okay.
And actually, growing up, that was back then in college, my classmates, they were like, I was a chapel prefect. So when it comes to upbringing, I had the best one.
Okay, good.
Coupled with the fact that my mom is a proprietress.
Okay.
So you can imagine coming out from teacher's daughter. Right. You have to do everything right.
Right.
So my upbringing had nothing to do with my...
So what I was trying to find out was, where did you first, or when did you first see a porn video? Enough to, did you, just to see whether you understood it? What age?
How?
I was 20, I was 19, a few days to my 20th birthday. I'm like, okay, just watch. I was curious.
Somebody sent it to you, or you've searched
I actually searched, because I like surfing the internet, so I just like, let me just check out, be a bad girl. Yeah. So because I felt I wasn't cool enough for my
Also, you had a self-esteem issue. You didn't feel that you're part of the tush gang.
No, I never had that because I had this thing in me that whenever I'm in the midst of my friends, it's not pride, so no one should get me wrong. I just feel it's about having a high self-esteem about oneself. Right. I see myself as the prettiest. Right. I see myself as the most intelligent. Right. Maybe I too know. It's not I too know kind of thing. But I just had this confidence in myself that I could pull anything. So I never had a low self-esteem. It wasn't because I am very confident about myself, about my body, about my face.
So it was just that you were curious?
Yes, I was just curious.
There's a question for you on Twitter. Andrew in Twitter says that if I can ask you, were you violated as a child? And I believe this is linked to what the psychologist, one of the family life coach here, Principal said. People in this profession must have suffered something in their past that, make them, that triggers it, that make them, redefine self-worth.
Funny enough, I wasn't. Because my elder sisters were there, my big sisters were there for me. My mom was there, my dad, I was this daddy's girl. I had love from everyone. Wow. So I was never
You were
abused.
just curious.
I was just
You got into this through curiosity.
So it's interesting because a lot of psychologists come and tell us that men love your daughters, be the father figure, be so close to them. And you had that.
Yes, I had love from everywhere, like every corner of my family.
So it was just curiosity that got you to that point?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
See all of them interesting.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So before the break, our guest was telling us that she did have a good family support system, had a good father, was born and raised in a Catholic environment, and everything was right. But curiosity drew her to this trade she was in. Interesting for parents to know. But let me come to you, Benji. You had a question.
Yes, I wanted to ask the side effects. What are those things you've seen, the end result of, for the viewers, those that watch the porn and for the
your own
actors?
body.
How do you
have any
feel
health side effects
exactly?
too?
Side effects, health-wise, emotionally, everything.
Funny enough, each time I make a movie, I don't feel anything. It's just an act.
Okay.
Okay, so there are no emotions involved?
No, no emotions.
You guys do like blood tests and all of that to be sure there's
Yes,
nothing.
we do that. Because before now, as at last year, it was really crazy when bloggers kept carrying, Savitri Queen is HIV positive. So I had to like do my test constantly and show on my gram that, okay, this is it. So before each movie is being produced or acted, I and the male actor or whoever will be engaging in the movie, we tend to have like an all-round checkup.
Okay.
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 So make sure you leave your health condition clean,
Right.
like very clean.
Savage, I hear you, and I hear that you felt, you know, your choices affected your parents. You're a young woman. Do you have any, I'm sure you do, wish to become a mother sometime? How would you take it if your child made this same decision? Or are you afraid of the decision that you made also extending to how your child makes that decision? Because, you know, this is history being made. And the Instagram, I be what they call social media, top says it doesn't usually forget. It reminds you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure when I'm ready to settle down and have or build my own family, one way or another, it's going to come up. Like I said, I'm a very blunt person. So even before entering into any form of relationship, I let whoever I'm dating, this is it. This is who I used to be. Are you ready to accept me? Discuss this with your family. If they want me, fine. If they don't want me, it's all good. And in regards to the question, if any of my children would want to venture into this line of business, I wouldn't want that sincerely. Because I will whip that child.
Let me just hug you.
You whip the child.
Let me just hug you.
I won't want any of my kids
Thank
to
you.
venture into it.
Okay.
Because
Thank you. I think we've established a line of thought.
it's not a nice
So you're
profession.
discouraging it.
Yes, I am.
That's it.
That's
It's important. See, it's important to know that you're discouraged because a lot of young girls feel it's an option because you even had a good background. There are lots of women, a lot of girls are using the excuse that my father died, my mother died, I'm an orphan, I don't have anything.
That is not enough excuse. I don't count that. I don't see that as an excuse. I was foolish. And I decided to come up on the show in order to create a form of awareness so other girls won't be foolish like the way I was. Because since I had everything. When it comes to uniforms back in college, I had more than 3 uniforms. I changed my school bag like everything. I never lacked a thing. Even while I was studying for my NC, then all my needs were fulfilled by my parents. I never lacked a thing.
So do you think if your parents had that sexual orientation discussion with you, you know, maybe you would have informed you so you wouldn't have gone curiously into investigating and then finding something that you're now wishing you didn't know?
That's a good question. Did you have that conversation with you?
No.
Your parents didn't have that conversation with you?
Because, I don't know, maybe they just felt... They trusted me that they didn't expect such a thing would come up. I told you I wanted to go into being a nun.
Oh, really?
To go to
Yes.
convent.
Wow.
Yes, I wanted to.
Why didn't you? Those were my role
She was
models.
curious.
She was curious, so this curiosity.
And also the hush-hush attitude of parents
Yeah.
towards the
So, actually, my parents didn't want me to go into the convent because they feel I won't do better in that end. And I'm happy they discouraged me because probably I would have fell out and that would have been a very huge embarrassment to them.
Right.
So I'm happy I didn't even venture into it.
So as we round up, I'd like you to talk to young girls right there who are probably contemplating or thinking of what to get into your trade because they see you on Instagram and they see the lifestyle, they want to do
Plenty
makeup, the followers, the hair, and they're thinking Kim Kardashian. So I want you to talk to them right now. They're about to take that decision, or they're also curious, going online, surfing the net, looking at all sorts of pictures.
They want to
What
blow.
would you tell them right now?
take it from me. I've been there. I'm coming out to say, yes, I regretted my actions because I shouldn't have been discouraged even when my pageant dreams couldn't be fulfilled or being a vixen couldn't take me to the height I wanted to attain. But going into porn, it's a no-no, please don't. You can take your pictures in your swimsuit because I'm not going to stop taking my pictures in my swimsuit and bikinis and all. But please, don't do porn. Don't do porn. Because it's going to come back at you.
Let me take this tweet that is for you. Dibulunia says, "Man, this is my best show. It's so educative and morally lifting. I salute the courage of your guests. Not everyone can do this, and I pray that your future will be brighter."
I agree, amen.
Are you dating right now? Are you dating somebody?
No.
You're not dating. Are you searching or you're still working?
No, I'm not searching because I have trust issues.
Okay.
I feel they might not want me the way I would want them.
Okay.
And I don't want something that would mess up
my
mental states or my emotions.
Right.
So I rather want to keep it clean.
How long do you want to keep it clean?
For as long as I feel, I don't know, probably when God decides to.
All right. So do you go to church or do you go to mosque?
None.
None. Okay.
But I believe in God. I know God exists.
Right. Good. Fantastic. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks for being so open.
Yes,
Thank you for
helping.
Thanks for being so open.
All right. Hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.